La 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 la. Are we live? We are live. We are live. It says right here we're live. If you guys want to write anything, whether you're wherever you are, whatever medium you're on, let me know, um, and we'll answer your questions. But right now, we are the Hacklemans. I'm John Hackleman, my beautiful wife Heather Hackleman, and we are going to talk about a lot of things on this podcast. But today we're going to at least start off on hearing finally after 3 fucking years.
2 years and 9 months.
2 years and 2 years and 9 months that
nothing about health.
We didn't hear a word. But now we're finally they admit after almost 3 years, shot, get mask, separate, stay in your, house, close your business, separate 6 feet. Didn't say a word about working out. You see these people wearing the mask and they're like morbidly obese and they're looking at you because you're not wearing a mask like, oh, shame on you. Right. You don't look out for your health like us because we're wearing the mask. I know I'm 380 pounds. It doesn't matter. So for the first time, the CDC is finally admitting that being physically fit is a great deterrent for the bad things that happen with the corona. So basically they're saying if you're in top shape, you're fit, you work out and you eat good and you're not obese, you're going to have a much better chance of dealing with the coronavirus. Even better than if you just took the jab.
I don't think they admitted to that part yet, but
no? Did I just throw that in?
I think you just threw that in.
I might have.
But at least they're saying that health is something now and that your chances are better.
Well, not just health. What they're saying is being fit. Yeah. They never admitted that. They wouldn't admit that. It was infuriating. It was infuriating.
Yeah.
It was infuriating. They were actually saying there was actually these condescending, just hypocritical, evil, complete evil pieces of shit were saying if they go to the ER because they got, they're sick and they didn't get the virus, let them die. Let them die. They should just die. And then you could have a guy who robbed a bank, overdosed on heroin, and they want to rush him to the ER. They want to save his life at all costs. And that's how the Democrats were during this. How do you explain that? Are we going to get any apologies now? What do you think?
No.
No?
I'm going to say no. No one's going to admit to that. Well, at least most of them. I don't think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because they were pretty terrible.
How terrible?
Just us personally or everybody? Yeah. We got a few things happen with us. Just our gym. We
had some terrible people.
I mean, I think, well, let's kind of go from the beginning. I just explain kind of what we went through, I think is what we're wanting to do today. I think when this whole thing started back in March in 2020, I mean, you were actually out of town. You were in Connecticut with Glover.
Okay.
When it all kind of started. And I wasn't sure what to do. I told everybody we aren't closing. Absolutely not. Because, I mean, why would we close? People are getting sick. People always get sick. I didn't understand what was going on. And John too, he was like, we're not closing. There's no way. And I think a few days later, everybody's closing. I mean, it was everybody here. And then...
And nobody knew what was going on.
But none of us knew what was going on. It was all over the news, obviously. I mean, I'm sure everybody remembers. So then we kind of talked about it, and all gym owners we knew, everyone here, restaurants, everything had to close. So then we started thinking, well, if we don't, then what's going to happen to us? And we just weren't sure. I mean, nothing like this has ever happened. So we weren't really sure. Maybe this is something, and we just aren't really believing it, but maybe we should. Maybe we should, do what they're saying right now. And I think within like a week of being home, because we did end up shutting down, we were very upset about it. We were at home for about a week, and I think we decided to go for a walk on the beach. And I'll never forget when we went for the walk, you could only be at the beach for an hour, and every other spot was taken, blocked off. They actually had people that were giving tickets for us to go walk on a beach, and you weren't, allowed to be within 6 feet of anybody. Well, I've never been to the beach and been within 6 feet of anybody unless I wanted to. So it made absolutely no sense, to have all these rules. So we go for a walk, and I actually know 2 people that got tickets because they went for a walk, obviously a little bit too long. And they ended up getting a ticket because they were there longer than an hour, where, we wanted to be healthy. I mean, that's our job. So we wanted to get outside. We wanted fresh air and to be healthy. And then we go for our walk. Then we had to go get some stuff at Walmart because, of course, Walmart was one of the only places that was allowed to stay open. And every single spot was taken. Everybody and their grandmother, everybody was in there. There were no rules, but you couldn't be outside and get fresh air and exercise, but you could go into a Walmart and stay however long you wanted with everybody else. No rules there. And I think that's where both of us were like, this isn't right. There's something going on. And it didn't take us very long to question, like, we got to open. This is insane.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is absolute bullshit.
And
then the liquor stores were open. Pot dispensaries.
Porno shop was
open. I just thought, I get that, people need for pain, aches and pains, but liquor stores, you don't need to open. There was no reason for that. And it just didn't make sense, and usually with illness, gym and being healthy is what you want to do. That's what you want to push. But instead, it seemed like what they were pushing was sit at home, do nothing, drink alcohol. If you've been a drug addict, that's going to push people to get into it even more. And there was nothing about health. And then when the vaccine came out, what did they start pushing to get the vaccine with? Let's see, get free donuts. I remember seeing that at Dunkin' Donuts. You come in, have proof of your jab, get a free donut. There was one, I forget who it was, one of the, I don't know if it was a governor. I don't remember who it was, but I remember him sitting there eating hamburgers and French fries and saying that they were offering this, and you too could have this wonderful hamburger and fries if you got the jab. Now, why would you be pushing something like that with unhealthy food? It made no sense. And I think we were awake very quick. What do you think? It just,
yeah,
it was insane. Nothing made sense. Everything, like the masks, everyone having to wear a mask, and how quickly they got everyone to wear a mask. And, you could walk into a restaurant, but you had to have your mask on when you walked in. But as soon as you sat down, you could take it off. Like the virus didn't go down. You could
sneeze, and you could
do everything.
Spread everything with that mask.
Into the store, touching everything, and then touching your mask. I touched my mask constantly. I'm like, this can't be healthy. I'm touching all these foods, in the grocery store, and then I touch my mask. That's not healthy. Everything that I just touched is now all over my face, my mask. And it was constantly falling up and down. And I saw that with everybody. People were touching it constantly. That is not healthy. And it didn't make sense. But then any chance we had not to wear a mask, we didn't. And we got the dirtiest looks, or at least what you could see, because they were all covered up. But everyone was looking at us like we were disgusting for going into Trader Joe's and being the only one in there. And there was so much pressure to wear it. But both of us were like, I'm not doing it.
Even the unhealthiest people wore it. They could be obese or just, you could tell they were the unhealthiest people, but they were looking at us like
we're terrible people.
We're terrible, unhealthy people when they're spreading everything. Yeah.
And they could have been taking care of themselves and should have been taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
people were getting sicker, obesity, that came out right away. I mean, that people were dying, those that were obviously other things, elderly, but that's pretty common. I mean, elderly typically, if they get a bad flu or anything, that happens. And if you're sick, or if you've got some autoimmune disease, something, your chances of getting more sick, that's going to happen. But with health and fitness, obesity, I mean, our government should have been pushing that. Like this, we're seeing so many people dying of this that are obese or just getting really sick and having to go to the hospital. So why weren't they talking about that? I mean, I think that's kind of our big thing. Why, 3 years later, are we now starting to talk about it? I mean, I think it really pissed both of us off seeing this stuff now that's coming out, that they're finally starting to bring it up, where we had so much hate from people, and just people were, how terrible we were because we weren't making people wear masks. I mean, we had people come into the gym and call on us because we weren't making people wear masks, and we weren't going to have it. I mean, we said sorry. I mean, I remember I got a call from the city and I screwed up. We weren't actually supposed to be open, but we were open, and I was just answering the call or the phone like I normally do, and they asked if John was there, and I said, "Oh, he's teaching a class right now. Can I take a message?" Ended up being the city, and they're like, "Well, you guys aren't supposed to be teaching right now. You aren't supposed to be in your gym right now." And I just said, "Well, we are, and we need to be in order to keep it open." And he said, "Well, you need to stop now." And I said, "Well, we can't do that because we have bills to pay. So we're not going to close." And he said, "Well, you guys are going to get a fine." I said, "Well, let me know how much you're going to fine us because we'll have to do a GoFundMe." And he's like, "Well, that's irrelevant. You can't just ask how much. I don't know how much we're going to fine you." And I said, "Well, then find out and give us a call back because we're not going to close." And they left us alone about that. We got another call about masks as well.
The guy came
Yeah, he
personally
came
too with a badge.
But yeah, to try and scare us.
Yeah, and we're open, and we said we're not going to close, and we got people here, and he showed a badge. I don't know what kind of badge he had, but he was some kind of
and threatened to fine us.
And threatened us to shut down immediately, he said. I said, "It's not gonna, that won't happen."
Yeah.
And I was expecting him to call the cops, and he didn't, and he left. And next thing you know, I got a call from the city manager, who was very nice. I can't remember her name, but if anybody tells her about this, Arroyo Grande city manager, very nice, and told us if we're not going to close, we at least need to wear masks. I told her that won't happen because I don't believe in it, and I want to teach our students to be strong and healthy and not be sheep basically. And she goes, "Well, I'll get back to you." And then I talked to the mayor. The mayor called me, and we talked, and we worked on some things, but we wouldn't close. So they did the best they can to try to, I'm not blaming anyone in particular, but it was that group. It's them. Like anytime you see someone that doesn't have to wear a mask, but they are, it's one of them. If you're getting a look from someone because you're not wearing a mask, it's one of them. So you can always tell them from us, and it just wasn't going to happen. So we stayed open, and our point today is fitness is now coming out as one of the deterrents to getting sicker with the corona. Before they were just the jab. Then they found out little by little it doesn't stop it. It doesn't help it get any better. It basically isn't a vaccination. More people die that get vaccinated now than aren't vaccinated. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, the only argument to that is, well, there's more people vaccinated than not vaccinated, but they're not supposed to be dying at all. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, it'd be like saying, well, how many Nazis did the Nazis kill? None. They didn't. They only killed the Jews. And this vaccine is supposed to prevent it. It's supposed to prevent it, not prevent it. So it didn't work. It was proven it didn't work. The mask didn't work. They're proven not to work. So finally now, almost 3 years later, 2 years and 9 months later, they're finally saying, okay, you guys should work out now. Eat healthy and work out and get your fitness level up. That will help with the coronavirus now. That's what they're saying. Finally. Why didn't they say that from the beginning? They knew it.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
It always has been that way.
Always.
I mean, fitness, health, it's always helped prevent most things. So they've always known this. But for whatever reason, they wanted us all trapped in the house.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
And we don't know that reason yet. We know it's fake. We knew the people. You know how many apologies we should be getting now? We should be getting so many apologies. In fact, everybody, that turned on everybody, anyone that said you shouldn't go in the ER or you shouldn't be treated right. I'll give you one, Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel said, if you don't get the vaccine, you should let them die. They shouldn't be allowed to go in. Thank God they weren't so cruel to your son when he was dying of his heart defect. Imagine if somebody just said, yeah, he's just a little rich white kid, let him die. Can you imagine if your kid was going to die, Jimmy Kimmel? Would you be so quick as to, think everybody else's kid and parent and husband and wife should die? Shame on you guys. Anyone that said that, shame on you. You are a terrible, terrible person.
Yep.
Yeah, you are.
100%.
You are terrible. Jimmy
and there
Kimmel.
was a lot of them.
There's a lot of terrible people that shun people that didn't wear their mask or get the jab, and because they thought it was something that it wasn't. Now that they know, we need an apology, guys. You guys are shitheads. Terrible.
We've known this for quite a while.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, now they've officially come out with it, but we've known most of this, and we've known the vaccine hasn't worked for over a year, I believe. But they just keep getting them more and more. But with polio or measles or mumps, you got your shot. And how many people are getting that? I've never had it. So those work. This is not working.
It's not working at all.
And they just keep pushing them to get more and more and on little kids. And we don't know enough about it. I mean, I don't really care who gets it. I really don't. But don't judge me on not getting it because I question it. I mean, that's the thing. If it were out for a while and we knew that it worked, then...
Or we knew it was harmless.
Or harmless.
That was harmless. Yeah. We'll take harmless.
If there weren't side effects that now are really coming out as well, and if it worked, then maybe I would think about it. But I've never gotten a flu shot. I get a little thing here and there, but I've always been a pretty healthy person. So for me, it didn't make sense. And I questioned it from the beginning because things felt wrong. And I don't think I should be shunned for thinking about it. And I definitely was.
You were.
I got it personally. We got it from the gym. I mean, we had it coming a lot of angles.
Anyone out there like Jimmy Kimmel and other pieces of shit like him, anyone that came down on people and tried to talk them into getting the shot, what if they got the shot and died of a side effect of the shot? You are a terrible person. How dare you do that? That's terrible. You're the worst kind of human. It's terrible. Telling someone, it was so bad. So we know now that it's the fitness. And when I say fitness, I mean health, because your health goes up when your fitness goes up. So, when your fitness goes up, your health goes up. And then you want to, capitalize on that and add to it your supplements and your rest and your diet. Then there's the working out. You got to put in the time and work out hard. You can't just get a shot and think, oh, I'm gonna get, and I'll be fat and I'll eat like shit, but nothing will happen to me because I got the jab. Yeah, you guys are dying at a much higher rate than people that didn't get the jab but work out and stay fit and strong and healthy. How is that? Where's the apologies, guys? We're waiting. You guys fucked up. You're wrong. You were wrong. You gave terrible advice and you were wrong. Where's the apologies? I haven't heard any. I haven't heard any from your people. I haven't heard any from my people. Where's the apologies? You need to apologize. You were wrong and you were evil. So what now?
That's true.
Oh.
That is true.
That's true. That's true. I know.
I think one thing we changed, I mean, we didn't used to take, I mean, just because of health, and it did, question, because a lot of people were getting sick, and more people, even right now. I mean, a lot of people are getting the stomach flu seems to be going around like crazy right now. Whatever else, just the regular flu.
Why don't they do that? We're getting the regular flu now? My mom probably died of the regular flu after Corona hit. Where's all that? Why isn't it? Why are we shutting down and doing all that now? It's like nobody's even caring.
They're talking about bringing the mask back
because of the Corona, because they're saying there's another COVID out there. They're not doing it for the regular flu. They don't care. Like if you die from AIDS, TB, or the regular flu, no big deal. If you have AIDS, the regular flu, or TB, come on in.
Right now.
Come on in. What?
Or a heart attack right now.
Or a heart attack.
They don't seem to be caring much about that either.
No, come on.
They're suddenly dead.
Yeah.
Dropping dead. Not talking about that too much either.
No, they're okay. You're okay. And come on in. Come on in. No big deal. But if you got the Corona and you cough twice, then they're gonna lock you in prison soon. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be that bad. But anyway, so we're mainly here. We're not just ranting, people.
Kind of today. That really upset us, seeing all the stuff about fitness, and just because we got attacked so much, and our gym got attacked, and this is our life. This is our livelihood, and just the people that attacked us, and a lot of them they had their jobs. They had nothing to worry about. I mean, we lost a lot the 2 months that we were closed. A lot. I mean, we had to put, members on hold. We tried to do the Zoom thing, but we lost a lot because a lot of people didn't want to do the Zoom. It didn't work very well for us because I think we have such a good family here that everyone wants to be in the gym. It's not just like a fitness place. I mean, everyone, you've got your class. We really are. And I think that people are close here, and no one loved the Zoom. It just was not the same. And it wasn't the same for us. It was not the same teaching on a camera, because we missed our people. We wanted to see them and hang out and do class with everybody. And so it was just a whole different, and we lost a lot. And, the government did absolutely nothing for us. I mean, that PPP loan was an absolute joke, especially for a small place like us, because a lot of our people are trades for us. So our payroll wasn't huge. So we got screwed in that as well. And I think a lot of people that came down on us, for one, were just terrified. And they also had nothing to lose. I mean, I know a lot of my people, they had their jobs.
They're not terrified. They weren't terrified. They're terrible people. They weren't terrified.
Whatever the reason. They had paychecks coming still. Yeah. They weren't worried about losing anything. I mean, I remember I got a message after we opened, and we weren't supposed to be open. And I would at that point was just like, F it. I'm putting stuff up. I'm doing lives. I don't even care anymore. They can come in, they can do whatever they want, but I'm showing people we're open. If they want to be here, come here. If they don't, then just shut up. But I remember getting a message from someone I knew about 30 years ago saying, oh God, how terrible you guys are for being open. Oh, nice to see you're breaking all the rules. I'm like, well, then send me $25,000 check every month so we can pay our rent here and pay our employees and pay our mortgage. Send me the money and I'll close. Send it to me. You work at YMCA. You're perfectly fine because you're sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, still getting your checks. We didn't have that privilege. And these were the kind of people that attacked businesses like ours. I mean, and it wasn't just ours, but we're talking about ours because it's health and fitness, and they just came out with all of that. So, it was very frustrating. The last few years have been very frustrating. And, we're just so happy that we were able to push through it and didn't fall for everything and didn't go by the rules. And our people are happy. I mean, God, when we first opened, I remember the first night we opened back up, I was like, okay, we're going to have to try and do some of these rules. The 6 feet, I had no idea how it was going to work. Some people are going to come in this door and then you go out the other door. And I tried to like do the best I could, but I really didn't care that much. So, but I put signs up. I tried to do a couple little things, but as soon as and we only did the adults the first week, as soon as we opened the doors, I'll never forget, like everyone was hugging each other. They were high-fiving, thanking us. We were miserable without being here. And at that moment, both of us were just like, we're open. We will never, ever shut down again. These people need us and we need them. They were our family. I mean, we were upset at home.
Yeah.
I mean, we missed everybody. And just seeing that and the reaction to just our adult group, because like I said, the first week we just did adults just to see how it would work, because the kids are much harder to organize. And after that first night, I was like, no one's social distancing. We're not doing any of this shit.
We're grappling. How can you social distance?
Well, remember, we weren't
grappling.
going to the first week. We were
The
just
first
going to
week.
we were just going to see how it was. We weren't going to grapple. We weren't going to do anything. But once we saw people and how much they wanted to be here and how grateful they were, because they were miserable not being here for 2 months. That was we swore to never shut down again. And we didn't, and we won't. I mean, if this ever happens again, we will not shut down. They will have to come and take John to jail. We've already agreed. He's the one that's going to jail. I have chickens to take care of.
And 3 stay-at-home sons.
And stay-at-home sons. So
but
I've offered him to go to jail if they come.
we opened right away back up. So we were closed for a good
2 months. We were closed.
Right. So for the rest of the time where we were supposed to be closed, that was close to a year.
We were supposed to be outside for a long time.
Yeah, we were. So how long were we supposed to be closed? And
I think they like opened the outside like 6 months. We didn't. I mean, I don't even remember.
We're like close to a year.
I feel like.
So we're close to a year.
It's all such a blur now because it was so long.
And I refuse to put the lining in the windows or the pretend we're closed. I want everybody to know we're open because I wanted to make a statement. I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to be a martyr, but I wanted everybody to know this is the right thing to do. They're wrong. Anyone that says, you should shut down didn't have to stay open. Even people that were close to us that were, you should shut down. They have checks coming in.
Yep.
We need to be open to get checks. And we need to train people for them to stay in shape. We know that our students, a lot of them, this is what keeps them in shape. This is what keeps them healthy. This is what keeps them happy. So we're not going to close. We're not going to, we knew it wasn't. And for everybody that said, shame on you, you should close for this or that or this reason, shame on you. You're terrible. You're terrible. And anyone that says that you should have died because you didn't get the shot. I'm not saying I hope one of your family members dies. I won't say that. But karma's a bitch. And if you did say that, shame on you. You're a terrible human. You're a terrible person. And this has opened our eyes to so much just about other people and ourselves. And what we're going to tolerate and what we're not, what we're going to put up with, what's the right thing to do. And you can tell that there's so many people out there that don't do the right thing. They're not that scared. Come on. They took down their mask when the camera was off or when they didn't have to wear it, but they were wearing it as a signal to the other people just for that. Nobody was too scared out there and wore the mask because we saw too much pulling at it to realize they didn't really care they had on. We knew they did the jab because they were being obedient. And shame on you for trying to guilt us or trying to put us down or put other people down and wish harm on other people. Grandma killers. And
I was called that. I think we both were.
Yeah. So shame on all of those guys. But we know what we've always known, that health and fitness is the best way to have a healthy, happy, and have longevity. And that's what we want to do, and that's what we want our students to do. And this is how you're going to get it: by training, not by wearing a little mask. That's not it. Your little mask isn't going to keep you safer. You look around at the people that were wearing the masks, they didn't look like the healthy, robust group. You look at the people that don't, they're generally look like a more, a healthier, more robust group of people. So remember that. So we're just really happy that that the government now is finally admitting that fitness and health are one of the biggest deterrents to getting badly afflicted by the coronavirus. So we're really happy for that. It's like we want to say we told you so to all you guys out there that were doubters and were angry because we stayed open, and oh, how dare you do that? Now it's proving that we were right.
Yeah.
We were right.
Right.
You weren't right.
Yeah.
Where's the apology? I have a couple people I know right now that should be apologizing to us. Bet they won't, though. No? That's weird. That's
but
weird.
We were doing the right thing the whole time. And
Yes,
we were
we
trying
were.
to keep people healthier. And that turns out that that's what everyone should have been doing. People should have still been at the gym. People should have still been working out. And, obesity is a huge factor in this. And I think, too, another thing that I think a lot of people don't realize because I think when people think about obese, they think about 450 pounds, 500, 600 pounds. Being obese is not that much overweight. I mean, I think I've looked up, it's like 30, 40 pounds overweight, which is a lot, but it's not what most people can think of. When you think of obese, you think huge, but it's really not. I mean, and so if you're obese, say you're supposed to be 150, you're 180. A lot of people are overweight, if not obese. And you may just not think of yourself as being obese, but if you're 30, 40 pounds overweight, you're not healthy.
Let's just put it this way. The people that were the worst dogging on you for all your badness and your, what you were supposed to be doing that you weren't doing, and they were cutting you off from things that they should never have cut you off for, with you training the way you do and in the kind of shape you're in, they're out of shape. And they didn't say a word about that. They didn't say, well, I'm going to go train now. They just said, I'm going to get the jab, I'm going to wear the mask, and I'm going to be healthier than you are because you put in the time, you have the discipline to train and work out. But since I put on the mask and I get the shot, I'm going to be healthier and more robust. My immune system is going to be more robust than yours. And you know what? It's not. It won't be. It never will be. So shame on you guys. But we're I'm not saying we're I don't know what the word is that we're doing to these people. I told you so's. I mean, we're not big I told you so'sers people.
So'sers.
we don't do that much because that's rude. I told you so, but guess what? All you guys out there, and you know who you are.
Yeah,
who are good dogging on us for not wearing a mask and opening our gym and not getting the shot, and oh, you can't see so-and-so, and oh no, because you're evil. Now that you know you were wrong all along, have some decency, just a little bit, because I know you don't have much. Have a little bit of decency. Let's get an apology. Honey, you think we're here? Whoa. Is that an apology I'm hearing? No? It's silence. Yeah. It's crickets. That's the only apologies we're getting is freaking crickets because they're wrong. Training is not just going to give you longevity. It's going to make you healthier and happier, more dynamic. It's going to make you more productive. All those things that the jab and the mask isn't going to do. But now, finally our government is coming out and admitting to it.
I think
Now,
the
when
one-
will you?
I think the one thing it made us change, maybe for better. I mean, we worked out all the time. We eat pretty healthy, but we do take vitamins a lot more now.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that we, because people are getting sick, and we're getting older. I'm 51. He's 60s, and I think that that's the one thing that we really changed. We've always worked out, but we do take our vitamin C and D, and we started taking zinc and stuff that we didn't normally take. We even got old people pill boxes.
And we have to remind each other, honey, like when we go to watch TV in the other room.
Yeah. Did you take your vitamins tonight?
Do you want me to bring you your vitamins? Because it's like AM, PM,
Yeah.
Thursday, she keeps them all in
I got it all organized through the week, and we do take our vitamins now. So,
but let me tell
they
you,
make us do that.
But let me tell you, and a lot of this, I mean, Joe Rogan had a big influence on me when it came to supplements, and he's a big supplement guy. I know, he loves his supplements, but he said, it's like there's so much to it. Just if most of the stuff out there has been studied, so it's not going to be harmful. So what's the harm in it if it could be doing some good? So the stuff that's been, that I read enough about and I believe in enough, I'm going to take like things like vitamin C, things like vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, just some basic things.
Yeah.
We don't go that crazy. She does a couple of the newer ones that came out.
Yeah, I
the
think
NAC and the NAD and stuff.
And quercetin.
I don't do those.
You aren't taking that anymore.
Nah,
so yeah.
I did in the beginning when I thought, okay, this is gonna be my, this is gonna prevent everything. And now I just feel good with I take nitric oxide, I take vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. I take magnesium
Turmeric.
like every other day. Turmeric I'm big on.
Yeah.
And then I do more icing now and some other things just to keep my, circulation is big. And so is nitric oxide is big for that.
Yeah. So I think, we're definitely both more consistent, but I
Yeah.
take a few more. I think just, I read some stuff just about some of the, like the quercetin. And we were told by a nurse that we definitely trust and that helped us. I think even when I was sick. So I take that still just to kind of, and typically when we do get sick, and this has always been the case, it's really irritating, but it's always the case. I usually get it a little bit worse than he does, no matter what it is. If I think we've got the stomach flu once in the 10, 12 years we've been together, gotten it once. I got it in like an extra day or so.
Do you get the corona twice?
Yeah.
So we got the corona twice.
Yeah.
Hers is a little worse than mine, not much. But
our first time was a little different because you had a little bit of the cough. I just had the horrible body aches.
Yeah.
And then the second time, neither of us got it
bad. Both times, the stomach flu I took a couple of days off. But
stomach flu was terrible.
But the 2 corona times that we did the test and we had to do it, I didn't miss a day in working out. I mean, I had this lingering pain in the ass cough, which I didn't feel short of the breath at all. One thing that really affects me is my energy level goes down, and I know my energy level's down when I hear a song I love. Like if I hear like Atomic Dog and I don't feel like dancing, I know I don't feel good. I know I'm sick. So I felt that for a while with the corona, a couple of days.
We both were about 4 days.
And then
it was
I lost my
crap.
taste, right? No, smell. I lost my smell. You lost both, right?
Yeah, but for like a day.
Okay.
It wasn't very long. I think you noticed it first.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, I can't smell my coffee.
Yeah, but that
but it didn't last very long at all.
Yeah.
But I had the horrible body aches and like chills for a night, and just actually I had the body aches for about 3 days. I felt pretty crappy. Yeah. But I also did when we had the stomach flu 6 years ago. So I didn't feel any worse than I did. Actually, I think the stomach flu was the worst thing.
Why didn't they close down everything when people got the flu? The stuff they should have shut down the whole city, locked it down, caused riots and destruction and suicide and depression and ruined kids' lives. They should have done that over the flu too.
Yeah.
They sure did it over Corona. Old school Muzzy wants to know probiotics. To be honest, I'm not a big probiotic guy. Not against it in any way. It could be the best thing ever. And if you know something I don't, let me know, please. I just don't look into it that much. I've like studied up on it a little bit. Usually, being a medical background, I look up a lot of stuff. But to me, probiotics are just, helping the cells and helping you regenerate. I think about mitochondria and stuff like that. But I'm not big on the word probiotic like a lot of people are. I know it's, it has to do with life and, like with my yogurt, I know yogurt's better than regular milk because of the digestion and stuff like that. But to be honest, bro, I'm just not if you're a bro, I don't know if you're Muzzy, you're Muzzy, old school Muzzy. So I'm just not I don't study it much. So I'm not really that sure. So yeah, immune system, I've heard all that. And that all has to do, so I just take the basics and I'm not a I don't look into that word. It's kind of like organic to me. I just don't really,
It's supposed to be good. But
yeah, it is. Probiotics are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do something from Omnit, a probiotic kit that I take in my water. But yeah.
Neither of us really do pre-workout anything.
No, I don't.
We drink coffee.
Coffee.
We do drink coffee.
Yeah.
That's our pre-workout.
That's our pre-workout. Yeah.
We have it in morning and afternoon. So, but other than that, no.
Yeah, we don't do anything like Red Bull or Monster drinks or any of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we have caffeine. That's it. A bit of probiotics. That's the products. Oh, we got class right now?
Almost.
Why is something like that?
I don't know.
What can you tell me? Is that making too much noise? Who's that?
Oh, someone's teaching plastic.
Who at 5:20? Why? Oh.
It's Lucy's doing spine.
Oh. But anyway, so we got a class going. Somebody's doing a class right now. So that's it. We had to rant a little bit. This is a great podcast, by the way, guys. You should tell everybody about it. But anyway, we just wanted to rant a little, but then we want to bring it out. Fitness, health, a little bit of sacrifice. For these people that want to get the shot and wear the mask and they think they're safe and from diseases and heart disease and obesity, the biggest killers in the world, much more than Corona ever has been. But people ignore that. If you're fat and you go to the ER, they're going to try to save you. You're not going to have Jimmy Kimmel there saying, well, he's fat, let him die. That's how just completely evil it showed a certain group of people out there. They're just evil. They're terrible humans. And to say stuff like that is just terrible. And I'm not going to group them in one group, but I will guarantee you, I will bet $50,000 that at least 90% of them voted for Biden.
He's probably right.
Too much? Was that too much?
Normally, I'd be like, don't say stuff like that. But now, I don't care. I really don't. After the last couple years, we're free.
Yeah, I'm so pissed.
Don't even care.
So pissed the way
people have treated, not just us, everybody.
Everybody out there. The way they're treating their fellow man. With their masks and their shot, just judging and being hypocritical. And, oh, you're this, and they're eating and they're getting fatter, but they get the shot. They're wearing the mask, but they're terrible health. And the fit guys that don't believe in that, they're the bad guys. Yeah. They're the bad guys. That's how hideous these people are. But anyway, man, do we mess with cold? I'll do the cold shower a little bit once in a while, very little. But
you started to for a little bit, and then it kind of
it
did like a week maybe.
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
But the more I'm hearing about it, especially from Glover Teixeira, you watch his Instagram, he does it every morning. I think he does 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes in that freaking thing. And it's an ice bath. I mean, it's like ice cubes are in there. It's freezing.
Yeah, there's a lot
And he'll
of
stay in
people.
there for like up to 10 minutes. That is craziness. And I hear so many good things about it. But I'm thinking, why wouldn't um yeah, the Marxists don't mind.
You were in the middle of
Oh,
saying something about the
but I know it has so many it does have a lot of benefits, but I can never understand why heat wouldn't be just as good. Like really, really hot bath, and then some people do it really cold and they mix it up, but most of the attention goes to the really cold bath because the ice bath, is a little more dramatic and it's more, but why not the hot bath? I'm not disagreeing. I'm really asking why don't you think a hot bath would be every bit as good as a cold bath?
I think it's a thing
It's a
right
thing.
now.
Yeah,
Kind
could
of
be.
like the red light, whatever that is. I'm seeing more and more about that as well. I think it's kind of the thing,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
it's
know.
it's definitely the thing now, the cold bath. And there might be a reason for it.
Yeah,
Just like the intermittent fasting and then even the 24-hour, the 2-day fasting. And there's all kind of things that come and go in the fitness, realm of the crazes. Saunas were huge for a while, hot baths, saunas, jacuzzis, cold baths are the thing now. But
for inflammation.
yeah,
You know,
I
I'm
agree.
sure it's
I
good,
think it'd be great for inflammation.
but it's not fun. So
Yeah, that's yeah, but a really
just
hot. Yeah,
I'd rather take a nice hot bath and
yeah,
just ice the body parts that hurt,
yeah.
which is pretty much what we do.
That's yeah. But I think like Glover's, he's got the setup. He's got the Cadillac of of ice baths, and it's like he doesn't put the ice himself. It's all automated, so he can make that hot bath a cold bath. I'm sure it takes a long time to switch it, but
Yeah, you know.
but his is really fancy. But a lot of people just pour ice in and then pour the water in and get in these old aluminum troughs like for the horses
Yeah.
that they feed out of, and that's what they use. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence about it. My bath water is hot as I can take. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Josh, what's up, buddy? Hey, say hi to Andrea for me. Um, they were up with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I've hot old school says that hot baths help him. I like hot baths, um, but I hear so many good things about the cold baths. But I've never tried it. No, as hot as possible, man.
I don't
Yeah,
like that either.
yeah, it gets a little
I
too.
get too hot.
Yeah, you get the extreme on both, but I'm not crazy about both of them. But I will try one day if I keep getting talked into it. But other than that, I've never done it, and I've never, um, So I'm sure there's benefits to it, but I mean, like when you're training and you're high level training, like I'm high level training, because I've been doing it so long, but there's so many things that come and go, whether it's diets or workouts or times to work out or something. There's diets where it's nothing to do with what you eat, it's what you eat in combination. So they used to say it's not what you eat, it's what you eat it with. So that was a big thing. Or like when there was a
The
zone
zones,
diet,
yeah.
they didn't even care about how bad the quality of the food was, pretty much just as long as you ate the macros. You had to have carb, you had to have fat, and you had to have protein all, in a certain way.
Blocks or something,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
So there's so much stuff when you're training, in the fitness and the health genres that if you could just go crazy if every time one of them came and you jumped on it. So you got to be kind of picky and choosy with what what you want to go with and what you don't, or else you'll just always be trying new things, which isn't a bad thing, but it is a thing. And I'm lazy as fuck, so I haven't.
You try different things.
Yeah, I do try a lot of things, but
Yeah.
to me, the one of the biggest problems with the ice bath is we don't have an ice maker at the house. It'll be a pain in the ass to get a bunch of ice all the time and set it up. So I guess just pulling the trigger has made me not do it. And if I had to sustain it, that means always getting the ice every day and bringing it back because we don't have an ice maker. We're not going to get a. I mean, I guess we could if I got addicted to ice baths, but I don't know. We just haven't tried it yet. So what else you got? Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Or do you think we talked enough?
Any other questions?
Do you have any questions? Let me see. Let me see. Police are. Let me see. Hey, sir. No, Michelle. Oh, okay. Yeah. One of us has to take the fall. Vitamin D. Did we get any? Oh, we got 13 on that one. I just can't see them all. Anyway, okay, so. What time?
Right there.
Share?
No, right on the 13th. You still can't see.
Weird. But anyway, so that I mean, our main thing we wanted to talk about today was we've always known, to avoid illness as best as you can. Genetics has a big thing to do with a lot of things, but you can help with genetics. Like if you got bad genetics in certain things, like if you got bad genetics for your eyes, you get glasses. Okay. If you got bad genetics for health, working out, diet, those are big things. Okay. So if you're wondering, how do I stay healthy without wearing the mask and the shot, it's already proven, and everybody's been, not everybody, but so many people have been talking about health, fitness, diet, all that stuff is so important with staying healthy and fit and longevity and being more productive and more dynamic. And it's finally now, and the government's been shunning it just 100%. I mean, they haven't even been mentioning it at all once. In fact, they're doing the opposite. They're saying, you take the shot, we'll give you donuts. So they're going anti-health, anti-fitness, anti-common sense. So we're there. There has to be we just have to finally, you guys, everybody has to finally say that was bullshit. 100%. They do not care about us at all. They don't give a shit about us. Anyone that tried to force you to take a shot and you didn't believe in it, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a shit about you. They really don't. Could you imagine telling someone to get the shot and then they got a heart attack the next day and died? Can you imagine? I don't think you guys would have cared. You would have probably said, yeah, corona, yeah. So we want it out there. Not only do you learn how to protect your life when you train, and you can physically protect yourself physically from another person, but you can also physically on the inside protect yourself from viruses and bacteria, because being healthy and fit is just as important or even more important on the inside than the outside, because we get attacked very little, right? I can't remember the last time I was physically attacked by another human, but we're attacked all the time by viruses and bacteria, fungus,
food we eat.
So yeah, we're getting
environment, whatever.
Training is the best way to protect yourself against that, right? And that includes hard workouts, a little bit of discipline, guys, and a really good diet. Again, a little bit of discipline. All right. So, you think we were good? Was that good? Was that good, guys? Did you guys like that? Was it too much ranting, you think? I think
Sorry,
that was,
we were angry.
we're angry, yeah. But anyway, all right, guys. We want to thank you guys for putting up with our shit. Shenanigans. This is the Hacklemans. And we're gonna be there's all kind of stuff. We've had like 3 already episodes, and we're gonna talk about a lot of other stuff too. You know, we talk about everything from relationships to women. Oh, we had last week we talked about women versus men when it comes to martial arts or sports or even MMA. So we talk about a plethora, cornucopia of great.
Wow, such big words.
That's me. That's just me. We're talking about all kind of good topics, and I hope you learn a lot and you get entertained and educated, because that's our goal in life, is to educate and entertain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming, and please comment. And
if you want anything or want to hear anything or talk about anything, also.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Big Indian 65. Thanks, Old School. Thanks, Josh. I'll see you guys.
Bye.